Welcome to this edition of Inside SAU Athletics. I'm Ryan Schiestel.
And I'm Abby Varkalis. On this week's episode, we're featuring the men's and women's cross-country teams.
Both teams are off and running this fall with a new face leading the way for the women's team. Last month, the women's team brought their strongest performance of the season when they hosted the Fighting Bee Invite. SAU had 4 runners finish in the top 10, including Kaitlyn Knoche finishing first overall. Addie Smith followed her in third, and Riley Fortune and Marin Crowder coming in at 9th and 10th. The first place finish for Knoche earned her CCAC Cross Country Runner of the Week honors. Joining us now is freshman Kaitlyn Knoche. Thanks for being with us today.
Of course.
So as a freshman, you've placed in the top 10 in 3 of 4 races this season. How would you evaluate your performances so far?
I'm really excited about how I've been running. This is the fastest start I've ever had to a season, and I'm excited that I've just been able to keep that consistent. Of course, there are things I can work on to hopefully race stronger, and I'm excited to see how I can push myself.
And how was the transition from high school cross country to college?
College cross country is definitely a little bit more intense than high school cross country was, but how Coach Jansen set up her training helped us gradually get into it more, so I think that helped with the physical aspect. And just as a team, the whole team was really welcoming and tried to involve us right away, and so I think that made the transition into the team just really fun and easy.
Talk a little bit about the leadership among the team. Was that something you felt you really needed coming in?
I think the leadership on the team is wonderful. We have great captains who help keep us organized and on track, but also Coach Jansen really emphasizes the importance of everyone on the team, no matter who you are, can have leadership skills. So no matter if you're a first year coming in or if you're a senior returning, everyone can be involved in leadership. And as a freshman, I definitely think that was helpful, especially the first couple weeks as we learned how cross country at St. Ambrose worked.
So looking ahead as a team, what are you focused on to finish strong this season?
Our women's team has, our motto this year is every opportunity, and I think we've really taken that into stride. And so in practice, just doing our best to push ourselves and get better, and also while we're racing, just to take every opportunity available. So for these last 2 meets, I think we'll stay focused on taking every opportunity to help us finish strong.
Well, thanks again for being here, Kaitlyn. Good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you.
Coming up next on Inside SAU Athletics, Abby Varkalis will sit down with sophomore runner Ian Eller. We'll be right back.
Tune in to KALA and hear something different. Programming that celebrates the diversity of our listeners. We're advocates for the arts, showcasing your favorite music from around the world. We're storytellers, producing award-winning news and educational podcasts. We're dedicated sports fans, bringing you the latest Fighting Bee action from St. Ambrose University. We're a learning lab, mentoring the next generation of broadcasters and content creators. A part of your community for 5 decades. We're KALA Radio, 88.5 FM and 106.1 FM. Turn it on and turn it up. Ready the studio in 3, 2.
Welcome to this edition of Dateline SAU. Welcome to this edition of SAU Weekly, your source for the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University. The Mississippi River crested on Monday at a near-record high.
This is What's the Buzz with Abby Varkalis. Staff members put many hours of work into planning the spring commencement ceremony.
But for Coach Bluter, her coaching career started right here.
Welcome to Inside SAU Athletics.
On today's episode, we're featuring the men's basketball team.
We're featuring the men's and women's track and field teams.
We're catching up with the men's lacrosse team. Thanks for watching.
It's been a strong start to the season for the men's cross-country team. They've had several top 3 finishes, including record-setting performances this past Friday. The Fighting Bees grabbed a 3rd-place finish at the Bethel Invitational in South Bend, Indiana. Leading the way for SAU was Luke Bennis and Will Doda, who both set new PRs. Back in September, Ambrose also finished 3rd place at the Brisbane-Lundin Invitational and took home 2nd place at the Fighting Bee Invitational. In that event, SAU placed 5 runners in the top 10, led by Ian Eller's 5th place finish. Joining us now is sophomore Ian Eller. Thanks for being with us today, Ian.
Thanks for having me.
You were your team's top finisher at the Fighting Bee Invite and just missed a PR last Friday. Walk me through the season. Are you happy with your performances so far?
Yeah, I'm super happy so far. Not only I missed a lot of last year because I was sick, and so coming back and being super strong, and the whole team is looking really strong, so I'm just super happy with how we're looking so far, and just have to keep pushing and keep trying to get better throughout the season. Hopefully finish strong.
Yeah. As a collegiate runner, I'm sure you're used to the high mileage practices and workouts. How do you manage to stay healthy during that season?
A lot of sleep. Sleep is key to success in my opinion, and just trying to listen to your body. So if I'm sore, take it easy. Listen to coach. If she says, hey, don't go too fast on this one, it's super important to just listen to all the factors that you have and still just eat, sleep, recover. That's key to our success so far.
A 5 mile race leaves you with a lot of time to think. How do you stay focused in a race?
Honestly, it's not staying focused is part of it, because you don't want to get too into thinking, and then that's when you start feeling the pain. So having a good balance between zoning out but also staying focused on what you're doing is really important.
As you get closer to the conference meet, what is the key to running your best race at the end of the season?
I think, like I said earlier, just recovering and listening to your body. But also we've been improving really well so far, so I think just doing what we're doing, and hopefully we just peak at the right time, at the right place, and end well and good.
Yeah. Coming up next on Inside SAU Athletics, we'll catch up with head coach Beth Jansen. We'll be right back.
It was cold, it was rainy, it was certainly wet, and it was all St. Ambrose Saturday at John O'Donnell Stadium. The Bees had little mercy on a much weaker Mount Senario team, winning the homecoming game 79-0. The Bees wasted little time scoring as Jeff Stelk broke a couple of tackles on the way to a 64-yard touchdown run on the second offensive play for the Bees. Bob Jurovich also got into the act, scampering into the end zone for this touchdown, and later he added 3 more. After a halftime score of 58-0, Mount Senario knew it was going to be a long second half after John Rollinger took the opening kickoff and raced 88 yards for yet another St. Ambrose touchdown. The Bee defense also had scoring fever as they picked up a safety in this 22-yard interception touchdown run by Dick Valentine. The 8th-rated Bees now host 6th-rated Iowa Wesleyan in a showdown at John O'Donnell Stadium Saturday night. For ATC 5 Dateline, I'm Mike Cashman.
Welcome back. Joining us now is head cross-country coach Beth Jansen. Thanks for being with us today, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
So talk a little bit about the season so far. What have you been most impressed with amongst your teams?
To be honest, the list of things that impresses me about my athletes is very long, and you could catch me any day talking someone's ear off about it somewhere on campus. But if I had to narrow it down to a few things, they're really tough. They're incredibly resilient. And they've set this team culture for themselves where everyone has value and everyone has something meaningful to contribute, and they really care a lot about one another. And when we get out into races, it gives them this ability, because they care about each other so much, to go to this place in a race that's hard and difficult and hurts, that you maybe aren't willing to go to for people that you don't have that culture and that you care so much about. And that is really fun to watch.
A lot of the men's team had PR times this past Friday. How do you build on that type of team success?
So we have our eyes on the end of the season always, right? So I talk to them from the very, very first practice that each workout is a dress rehearsal for competitions. Each competition is a dress rehearsal for the conference championship. And so the intent of this performance was to build towards the conference championship. And so we'll just keep processing our races, learning from what we can learn from them, and keep moving forward to the thing that we measure ourselves on, which is how we do at conference.
We just heard from Kaitlyn Knoche. As a freshman, what have you seen in her that has led to her success so far?
Kaitlyn is incredible. She has all of the traits that we look for in an incoming student athlete and that the people that we end up retaining on the team as well, right? So this would be true of many people on the team. She's an academically focused student. She really fits with the team and the culture and the vibe that we have going on in the team. And athletically, she has all of the traits that we look for. So she's coachable, she's a hard worker, she's goal-oriented, she has a desire to be a good teammate and to make herself better. And so when we focus on those things every day and we stay healthy, good outcomes come on the other side of it.
So as a head coach, what is your focus to make sure both teams are competing at the highest level at the end of the season?
So my goal is to make sure that we have balance in all things that we're doing, right? So that our athletics have a balance with our academics and what we're doing in our social life, and that if the students can stay healthy and happy and rested in the appropriate timelines, that good performances are going to come at the end.
Thanks again for being here, Coach. Good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you for having me.
Back to you, Abby.
Thanks, Ryan. Next up for our Fighting Bee cross-country teams, they'll be traveling to Ashland, Nebraska to attend the Blazing Tiger NAIA Classic on Saturday, October 21st. That's all we have for you on this edition of Inside SAU Athletics. Remember to check out the SAU TV, Facebook, and Instagram pages for our latest episodes, game highlights, interviews, and more. You can also find them on The Hive at sauthebuzz.com. Thanks for watching.